started with design of steel compression member as per IS 800 2007. So where we have discussed all these things, effective length of compression member from table number 11. These are the typical compression member that you can use for your design purpose. These all are named as built-up section. Built-up section is a section where you can connect or you can use two different type of member together to make a single member. That is called the built-up section. You are building the two different section for one particular design. So that is for the built-up section. So these are the designation. These are the typical type of section to be used for the compression member. Majorly the I section and the channel sections are used for the compression part or the column member. We have discussed these types of failure, majorly failure with respect to buckling, torsional buckling and local buckling. I have discussed what is difference between buckling and local buckling, right? And we have started with the design example where this clause we have discussed. Section 7 is completely for the design of compression member, and here in this data it is mentioned that you need to design your column for the I section, and the length of the column or height of the column is given as 5 meter. Load acting on the column is also given as 1175 kilonewton, including dead load and live load. And the support condition for the column is given because that will make a change in your effective length value. So one end of the column is fixed and other is pin. So we have seen that this 7.1 and clause number 7.1.2, where at the end of the design we require to have this condition with us, so that we can consider that whatever design or whatever section we have used for the column member, that is correct. In that term, that whatever is your and this p value is nothing but the applied load on the column. So say for example dead load and live load, so this is the applied load and this is the design strength of the section. So whatever section we will use, we will find the design strength of that section. So we must make sure that whatever the apply load, this applied load should always less than the design strength of the section. Then and then we can consider that our section is safe section. Right? Is it clear to everyone till this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay. Then after this, I think this part is also over. This how to find this PD. Sorry, how to find this cross section area of column. Or it remain? Then after we have finalized the one section from the steel table or SP6, and we have summarized this section. Then after we have discussed all this, what is elastic behavior, what is plastic behavior, what is plastic hinges, right? How the classification of cross section identify with this plastic section, semi-compact, compact and slender. Do we have uh, done all
Yes, ma'am.
this theory part? I mean understanding
Yes.
part of this
Yes,
clause
ma'am.
3.7? Okay, very good. Okay. Is it any doubt in this? Because this is very important thing that you need to know, that what is meaning of plastic section, what is meaning of this compact section, what is semi-compact, and what is slender. Right. So this plastic section means you are developing the plastic hinges, and due to that the plastic moment of resistance is taking place, redistribution of moment due to plastic hinges, and so that the rotational capacity of your section will be more compared to any other section. Right. Then after it will come to the compact section. Again compact section will reach the plastic movement, but the variation in the rotational capacity as compared with the plastic is very less. Then after we have a semi-compact section, it will not go up to the plastic limit, but up to the yield limit only, right? So you will get the yielding moment for the semi-compact section, right? And here the slender section, again the slender section means the tall section. So tall section, more buckling will be there, more slenderness ratio will be there, so that it will not reach at least the yielding limit of the steel, and then before that it will fail. So we don't require this slender section for our or we are not going to design the section which will fall into the slender, right? So this slender we are not going to design. So for our case the acceptable limit is either plastic section, semi compact or compact section, right? Then plastic section, this is the stress diagram for the plastic section, because the plastic hinges are developed over here, right? The same diagram is for compact also, because compact is also developing plastic hinges, but the rotational capacity in compact section is less compared to the plastic section, right? And this is the diagram for the semi compact, stress diagram for the semi compact, which is the linear diagram. And here this is the diagram for the slender section. So this all we have discussed. Again I am repeating these steps because we are continuing with the steel column design. So very first step is to find the cross section area of the column. What should be the area required for the column, that we are going to find from this equation. So this is the equation given in section 7 IS 800, AE into FCD. Now this AE is the effective area of the column to be used, and this is the FCD value, that is the stress value. So here from this two, this design load we are knowing that, because in data the service load is given. Here this service load is 1175. So 1175 is the service load, and partial safety factor that you can get from this table number 4. Again I am repeating this step. Just recall your memory. So table number 4 is having the partial safety factor for load. So this converted into the Newton into partial safety for load is 1.5. So this will give the design load PD, right? This will give the design load PD, because right now by writing this equation, all this uh, uh, PD value is known with respect to the loading condition given in your data. Now here at right side, AE is also unknown, FCD is also unknown. One equation, two unknown cannot be solved. So what you require, you require to assume something at the initial stage. So at the initial stage, as the code has not given any of the criteria for choosing of this FCD value, so as per the literature given, either you can choose your FCD value in between 0.4 Fy to 0.6 Fy, or directly you can assume between 110 MPa to 150 MPa. Right, so and it is not the thumb rule that you cannot use 100 MPa for the FCD value, or you cannot use the 160 MPa value. Right, but this is the in general safer design literature where you can get the FCD value in between these two. So either you can use this ranges for the FCD value, or 0.4 Fy. Fy is your yield strength of the steel. So here it is not given, but if Fy is given as say for example 250 Newton per mm square, right? Yield strength of the steel. So in we will going to use Fy value 250. So suppose it is 250. So 0.4 into 250 and 0.6 into 250. Whatever value you are getting, you can choose any of the value for the initial condition as FCD value. So here in our case, I have choose 150 megapascal. Megapascal means Newton per mm square. So this stress value initially I have assumed, and I can have this area required for my load. Actually this is not the effective area. Right now, as this is very initial step, you can write instead of AE as A required, because this is the required value as per this loading condition. Later on, from the cross section of the column, if it is safe, then only we can say that the section is, this is the area, effective area of the cross section. I will explain that part in next stage. So either you can write AE also, but the understanding of AE right now over here is the required area for the loading condition. Right, so this is 117.5 centimeter square. Then I have explained you in next step what you need to do is you need to either use steel table or SP6. So as per this area from steel table we have choose ISHB 450. So initially for the column you can first use ISHB section and check whether you are getting the safer design or not, and then after you can use this ISMB or ISWB section, right? So the very first thing you just use this section and check whether you are getting the same safe design or not. Then after from steel table you required to write all this value, right? Now here from this value we are choosing this section because this ISHB is having area of cross section is 117.89, and here our required area is 117.5. So here it is more than that. And if this section will be safe at the last, then this area is considered to be the effective area. This area will be considered to be the effective area, right? So this is the difference. Initially this is the required, and over here this is the effective area if it will give the safe design. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Right, now this part I am not again repeating what is compact, semi-compact. I have explained each and everything in that lecture. So just go through the recording, and then after once the cross section or the section we have defined, then after the third step, now here you can write it down in your notebook also. Now we are starting with the third step. We have completed step 1 and step 2. So as I explained earlier that your column or compression member can fail in buckling, torsional buckling or local buckling. Now what is local buckling? This is the buckling which will occur locally in terms of either your uh, one of the member of the section fail, like this flange fail, or somewhere the web fail, right, like this, right? So not total or the whole section will fail. ये section पूरा lengthwise ऐसा होगा यहाँ से. So whole section will not fail, but locally the part of the section will fail at the initial loading condition itself. Initial loading condition itself is by casting this kind of section. हमने ये I section यहाँ पे बना दिया, ये हमने choose कर दिया. So this section is having its own weight, right? And with respect to this weight and initial loading condition itself, if any of the part of the member fail, then that is called the local buckling. So we don't require or we don't allow that local buckling at the initial stage. So what we can do is we can check first the local buckling. फर्स्ट हम चेक कर लेंगे कि लोकल बकलिंग में वो फेल होता है कि नहीं होता है. नाउ how to check local buckling? So that local buckling you can check with respect to this classification of cross section of the column. Means you are going to see that whether the plastic hinges are developed with respect to this section that we have chosen, or the yielding is developed. मतलब कि सेक्शन हमारा प्लास्टिक आ रहा है, सेमी कॉम्पैक्ट आ रहा है, कॉम्पैक्ट आ रहा है या स्लेंडर आ रहा है. इफ इट इज स्लेंडर देन वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू अलाउ. But yes, if it is plastic or semi-compact or compact, then we can allow for the our design purpose, right? So that we are going to check with respect to this table number 2. So all of you, if you have your hard copy of code, then open table number 2 or open your soft copy, or see over here I have open this table number 2, limiting width to thickness ratio. One more thing I have explained at the time of local buckling explanation, that this local buckling is due to the B by D ratio. B by D ratio means over here I think I have written anything. If it is not, then yes, over here, width to thickness ratio, right? B by D ratio means if you have not provided proper width or the thickness of the any of the member like web member or flange member, then also it will fail due to the local buckling. So that we are not going to allow. So for that, what we can do is we need to check whether the section falls into plastic, semi-compact, compact or slender. So here, if you can see, here it is mentioned that compression element, right? Then here class of section is given. Class of the section is given. So class of the section, see over here, plastic section is given, compact is given and semi-compact is given. But slender is not given because we are not allowing the slender section, right? So these are the value. Then here the limiting values are given. You need to see, you need to find out the values and check whether the limiting value are following or not, right? So here the ratio is given. So here the width to thickness ratio for different member is given. Different member is given means here outstanding element of compression flange, right? So here if this is your I section, so this is your outstanding element of the flange, right? So this flange, here two options are given, roll section and welded section. If it is not mentioned anything specific that welding is done, then consider the section is rolled section, right? Then for rolled section, B by TF ratio you need to check and check whether the B by TF ratio for your cross section is less than 9.4 or 10.5 or 15.75, right? So that you can write that your flange is plastic section, compact section or semi-compact section. Same way here the web part is separately given. Here this is the flange part and this one is the web part. So if you are taking I section, then flange and web will come. If you are taking channel section, तो देखो चैनल सेक्शन के लिए यहाँ पे वेब दिया है, here web of I section, H section और box section, उसका वेब यहाँ पे दिया है, right? Then if you are using angle section, तो उसके लिए यहाँ पे criteria दिए है, single angle section, so then T section, right? Circular hollow tube section. So whatever section you are taking, the limiting value of that section is given in this table. In web section, we need to see this neutral axis at depth of at mid depth, right? So here the value is given D upon TW. So here flange section है, तो flange के लिए flange का width आएगा, flange width, right? और web section होगा तो web का depth आएगा, right? Flange section है तो width divide by thickness of flange होता है और web section होगा तो depth of web divide by thickness of web होता है. So this ratio first you need to find out and depend on this ratio you need to identify whether your flange is plastic, compact or semi-compact, or in another word you must make sure that these two ratio fall into either plastic or compact or semi-compact but not on the in the slender part. इन तीनों में से कोई भी नहीं, इससे भी ज्यादा होगा 15.7 से भी ज्यादा, then it will fall into the slender. So that section we don't allow. So you need to change the section. यहाँ पे हमें ये पूरा जो यहाँ पे हमने जो सेक्शन लिया था, दिस वी नीड टू चेंज अगर वो लोकल बकलिंग में फेल होता है. क्लियर एवरीवन?
Yes, ma'am.
राइट. तो चलो अभी मैं यहाँ पे ये फाइंड करती हूँ. सी दिस. So over here, the very first we will find for the flange. So this is my ratio, flange ka ratio, B upon TF. Right. Now here, how to calculate? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Because there is some network issue over here. So this is your flange, right? So this one is your member, I section. Right? And here is the width of the flange. Right? So now this local buckling or any of the buckling occur at the x axis or y axis, means minor axis or major axis. तो अगर ये section है, so this is my x axis and this will be my sections y axis, right? So buckling can be in x direction or in y direction, right? जो भी minor direction होगा, in that the buckling will occur. जो भी minor direction है या movement of inertia जिसका कम होगा वहाँ पे वो buckle होगा, right? तो this buckling are occurring at the center of your section, center of the section. So remember this thing because this is very important. So at the time of calculation of B upon TF, अगर जब आप B upon TF का calculation करते हो, at that time you need to consider B is equal to BF by 2 because you are or your buckling is taking place at the center of the section. तो center तक का ही हमें width लेना है. Is it clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So BF by 2
Yes, ma'am.
upon TF. Right. So आपको width of the flange. Now what is width of the flange for our case? For our case, width of the flange is 250. Right. So 250 divide by 2 upon thickness of the flange. So thickness of the flange is given as 13.7. So if you calculate this, you will get the ratio 9.12. चलिए आपको भी करना है, कर रहे हो ना आप लोग कैलकुलेशन? Right.
Yes, ma'am.
See, I have all the answer and everything, but if you do, you will get a practice को कैसे आपको डिजाइन में incorporate करना है all the things. Right. So don't see सिर्फ देखो मत कि मैं क्या कर रही हूँ. Try to write down in your notebook also. Now once you have this ratio B by TF, 9.12. This ratio is 9.12. Right. So see over here, this is 9.12 and it is falling in plastic section. 9.12 is less than 9.4 epsilon. Right. Here epsilon, अगर if you want to find epsilon, then epsilon का equation भी है यहाँ. क्या है? Under root of 250 divided by Fy. This is my epsilon value. राइट. हमारा Fy क्या है? 250. तो हमारे लिए एप्सिलॉन की वैल्यू क्या आ गई? 1. राइट. सो 9.4. So this 9.12 is less than 9. Sorry, 9. Here this is 9.4 epsilon. Okay, I have. This is 9.4 epsilon. So to exactly write this, this is the plastic. Clear everyone? So this
Yes,
is showing the plastic section, right? Now next ratio. This is for flange. This one is for flange. ये flange के लिए हमने ratio find कर दिया and our flange is in plastic. Now coming to web. ये web का calculation है. For web the ratio is D by TW. Right, D by TW. Now what is D? अभी देखो यहाँ पे if you see over here, this is your web part. यहाँ पे देखो, यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक, this is your web. D is given to you is from here to here. Section का height 450 is my section height. Depth of the section 450. तो वो 450 क्या है? This. From this flange to this flange. Right. So मुझे flange तो चाहिए नहीं. मेरा total height क्या है? 450. मुझे flange नहीं चाहिए because I required only this web area. तो 450 माइनस क्या होगा? क्या होगा बोलो? थिकनेस ऑफ फ्लेंज. हाँ, दोनों साइड थिकनेस ऑफ फ्लेंज माइनस करना है मुझे. सो 2 टाइम्स थिकनेस ऑफ फ्लेंज मेरा है 13.7. राइट. एंड इफ यू कैन सी प्रॉपरली, जो ये वेब पोर्शन है, ये वेब पोर्शन ऐसे यहाँ पे बैंड जैसा है. यहाँ से देखो, यहाँ से भी ऐसा है. तो ये जो है इसको बोलते हैं, कैन एनीवन टेल मी व्हाट इज दिस कॉल्ड? ये सा जो आपका आई सेक्शन है ना, वो ऐसे होता है. what it is called? रूट रेडियस नाम सुना है आपने? रूट रेडियस ये है कर्व पोर्शन, इसका कोई रेडियस है. राइट. सो व्हाट वी रिक्वायर्ड ओनली दिस मच पोर्शन. यहाँ पे इरेज करती हूँ. देखो ये पूरा, ये अगर आप 450 माइनस 2 टाइम्स 13.7 करोगे तो आपको क्या मिलेगा? ये जो मैंने अभी एक्सप्लेन, यहाँ पे ये मैंने ड्रॉ किया है, ये वैल्यू मिलेगी 450 माइनस 2 इंटू 13.7. बट वी रिक्वायर्ड जहाँ से हमारा एक्चुअल वेब, स्ट्रेट पोर्शन ऑफ वेब स्टार्ट होता है, दिस मच. राइट. सो दिस कर्व पोर्शन आई नीड टू सबट्रैक्ट. तो ये कैसे सबट्रैक्ट होगा? दिस इज कॉल्ड द रूट रेडियस. दिस वन इज कॉल्ड द रूट रेडियस. इतना ये कर्व पोर्शन. So how to deduct this root radius? So for that you need to open steel table or this SP6. right. हमारा section कौन सा है? ISHB 92.5 weight वाला. So as I have explained this table and it is continued on this page also. And here if you can see, ये इसका ही कंटिन्यू पार्ट है. ये टेबल यहाँ खत्म नहीं होता है, सेकंड पेज पे भी आता है. Now if you can see in second page में कौन कौन सी वैल्यू दी है? ZZ, ZX, ZY, ZXX, ZYY. Then here if you can see, here it is mentioned radius at root and here it is mentioned radius at toe. So what is radius at root and what is radius at toe? So see over here, ये जो है R1, दिस इज रेडियस एट रूट. और यहाँ पे जो बेंडिंग पोर्शन होता है आई सेक्शन का, ये जो रेडियस होता है ये है R2. सो व्हाट वी रिक्वायर्ड R1 रेडियस एट रूट. हाँ, रेडियस एट टो नहीं चाहिए हमें. तो हमारे सेक्शन के लिए रेडियस एट रूट है 15 mm. 15 mm है. राइट. सो व्हाट वी रिक्वायर्ड, हमें दोनों साइड से, यहाँ पर भी है और यहाँ पर भी है. सो बोथ द साइड वी नीड टू सबट्रैक्ट 15 mm and this divide by thickness of web. So thickness of web is 11.3. So here you can find this D by TW, that is 34.74. This ratio is 34.74. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Now see over here, 30, your value is 34.74, this ratio, और उसको आपको कहाँ पे देखना है, टेबल नंबर 2 में, वेब में, न्यूट्रल एक्सिस एट मिड डेप्थ, this d by tw ratio is less than 84.84. Flange R, both this web and flange R lies in plastic region, and none of the member is in slender, so we can say that section is passing from the local buckling. So whatever thickness depth we have provided, that is correct. Is it clear, everyone? Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. चलो लिख दिया आपने.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So this way you need to check the local buckling. अगर यहाँ से कोई एक भी सेक्शन में अगर सिलेंडर आया, then you need to change the section. आपको कहाँ जाना है वापस से, यहाँ पे. You need to change the section. चलो. Now this is clear. This one is clear. So step 3 is over. So for that you need to use this table. टेबल नंबर 2 में देखना है आपको. You need to find out d by tf. You need to find out d by tw. चेक करो कि वैल्यू लेस देन 9.4 आ रहा है. 9.4 से ज़्यादा आएगा तो आपका सेक्शन कॉम्पैक्ट में जाएगा. 10.5 से ज़्यादा आएगा, इट विल फॉल इनटू सेमी कॉम्पैक्ट. 15.7 से ज़्यादा आएगा, it will fall into slender section. So once it is fall in slender section, you need to redesign. This is the thing, very simple thing you need to understand. चलो, now next step number 4. Now once you check कि आपने जो initially section लिया है that will not fail in local buckling, now you need to check that whether the section is falling into the slenderness ratio or not, or slenderness criteria or not. Right. So next check is check for slenderness ratio, table number 3. So here table number 3, IS 800. This is your table number 3. Maximum value of effective slenderness ratio. What is slenderness ratio? Slenderness ratio is KL by R. This you have studied in your analysis. Right. So KL by R. What is K? K is the coefficient. Coefficient depend on the support condition. कि आपका फिक्स सपोर्ट है, 1 फिक्स 1 फ्री, 2 फिक्स 1 फिक्स 1 hinge, like that the KL value you can get from this. And R, what is R? R is known as radius of gyration. This also you have studied, what is radius of gyration. So depend on this KL by R ratio, the maximum limit of slenderness ratio is defined by this standard. And if you see over here, the member and along with that member, maximum ratio that you can use for the design purpose is given. Means if you have chosen any section and if it is not passing through this slenderness ratio, then you need to redesign. Right. So the first member over here is given as a member carrying compressive loads resulting from dead load and live load. So the maximum slenderness ratio KL by R, मीन्स अगर आप ये KL by R की वैल्यू आपके सेक्शन के लिए फाइंड करो तो उसकी वैल्यू 180 से ज़्यादा नहीं होनी चाहिए. सो दैट इज़ द स्लेंडरनेस लिमिट. राइट. अगर आप टेंशन मेंबर की जब आप डिज़ाइन करोगे तो आपको 180 लेना है, उसके लिए ये वैल्यू है. देन अगेन थर्ड इज मेंबर सब्जेक्टेड टू कंप्रेशन फोर्स, बट इफ यू आर यूजिंग विंड लोड एंड अर्थक्वेक लोड ऑल्सो, तो फिर आपका स्लेंडरनेस रेशियो इंक्रीज होगा. राइट. देन कंप्रेशन फ्लेंज ऑफ अ बीम, बीम की जब डिजाइन करोगे तो compression flange of a beam against the lateral torsional buckling. Lateral means बीम के लिए है लेटरल बकलिंग, तो उसके लिए भी 300, राइट. Likewise, the different element, different member is having different slenderness ratio that you need to follow. So for our case, what we will do, we will find this slenderness ratio. Slenderness ratio का notation हम ये use करते हैं. So this is equal to KL by R minimum, right? Radius of gyration. अभी K की value क्या है? What is K? K is the effective length of column, right? Table number 11, effective length of column, table number 11. तो आपको टेबल नंबर 11 में जाना है, where different support condition is given, and for that different support condition the K values are given over here. This also I have explained you earlier. So this is table number 11. So depend on the support or boundary condition, you can get this K value. राइट, तो हमारे डेटा में क्या दिया है, व्हाट इज आवर केस, आवर केस इज वन एंड ऑफ द कॉलम इज फिक्स्ड एंड अदर इज पिन. सो वन इज फिक्स्ड, वन एंड इज फिक्स्ड, मतलब रिस्ट्रेंट फिक्स, यहाँ पे रिस्ट्रेंट लिखा है, फिक्स की जगह यहाँ पे रिस्ट्रेंट लिखा है. सो वन एंड इज फिक्स्ड एंड other is pin, other is pin, right? So देखो पिन कनेक्शन में क्या होगा, रोटेशन P फ्री, ये फिक्स्ड होगा, ये भी फिक्स्ड होगा, ये भी फिक्स्ड होगा. So 0.8 L, right? So our K value is 0.8. Clear everyone? This I have explained earlier, so I am not going deep into that. What is the support or the condition for the fixed मतलब all three rotation और translation दोनों restrain होगा. पिन में क्या होगा, rotation free होगा, translation fixed होगा, and that's why we have taken 0.8 L. Is it clear everyone? Fix में rotation भी नहीं होगा, translation भी नहीं होगा, right? So this way you need to see. चलो अभी यहाँ पे मैंने क्या किया, K की वैल्यू है हमारी 0.8, लेंथ ऑफ द कॉलम इज गिवन 5 मीटर, सो 5000. नाउ कमिंग टू दिस रेडियस ऑफ गाइडेशन, दिस इज मिनिमम रेडियस ऑफ गाइडेशन. सो दिस वैल्यू यू विल गेट फ्रॉम दिस टेबल. यहाँ पे देखो रेडियस ऑफ गाइडेशन हमने ऑलरेडी लिखा है, RXX एंड RYY. यू रिक्वायर्ड मिनिमम, मिनिमम मीन्स XX और YY में से जो मिनिमम है वो. दिस इज 18.5, दिस इज 5.08. So this is the minimum value for radius of gyration, because we are designing our structure or the section for the minimum or minor condition. Minor में वो सेफ होना चाहिए मेजर. So 5.08 सेंटीमीटर, उसका mm क्या होगा, 50.8 mm, right? So R minimum here I have taken 50.8. So lambda की वैल्यू क्या आई, 78.74, which is less than 180. So slenderness ratio is passed. So slenderness ratio is passed. If it is not, then you need to rechange your section. Clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
फटाफट मुझे आंसर दे दो, so that I can go further. हाँ? You can write it down in chat box also, though I am not able to see, but at least I make sure कि आपको समझ में आ रहा है क्या चल रहा है. चलो, now so this we have completed. दो चेक कर लिया हमने, लोकल बकलिंग का चेक भी हो गया, स्लेंडरनेस रेशियो का भी गया, दोनों में हमारा सेक्शन सेफ आ रहा है. नाउ द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट step is the buckling class. Now the important step is buckling class, right? So this buckling class you can get from table number 10. Table number 10. First I will show you this table number 10. So this is my table number 10. Buckling class of cross section. Means what? Means what? जो हमने 4 सेक्शन किए थे, बकलिंग क्लास A, B, C, D. What is that? A stands for plastic, B stands for compact, semi-compact and slender. यहाँ पे yes, over here देखो 7.1.2.1. The classification of different section under different buckling class A, B, C, D given in table 10. Right? तो हमें ये चेक करना है कि हमारा कौन सा बकलिंग क्लास आ रहा है, क्लास A, क्लास B, क्लास C और क्लास D. Right? So for that we need to see table number 10. And at that time I was told you कि जो भी आपका बकलिंग क्लास आएगा, यहाँ पे जो भी बकलिंग क्लास आएगा उसके हिसाब से योर FCD वैल्यू विल चेंज. इनिशियली हमने FCD क्या किया था, अज्यूम किया था. इफ यू रिमेंबर दिस FCD वैल्यू वी हैव अज्यूम्ड. अभी हम बकलिंग क्लास में से एक्चुअल वैल्यू ऑफ FCD फाइंड करेंगे अपने सेक्शन के लिए. राइट? सो टेबल नंबर 10 में चले जाएंगे हम. सो दिस इज टेबल नंबर 10. नाउ सी ओवर हियर, roll section and welded section. If it is not mentioned, we'll use always roll section. Hollow section भी दिया है, box section के लिए भी दिया है, channel sections भी दिए हैं, built up section भी दिया है. So all these sections are given. Then here the limits are given. कि किसके ऊपर हम उसको check करेंगे. The limits are given. Here it is mentioned buckling about which axis. Now if you see over here, this is the ZZ axis. Z axis बोलो या स्टील टेबल में XX लिखा है इसको, तो ये XX है या ZZ axis है, and this is YY axis. तो आपने जो सेक्शन लिया है वो सेक्शन XX या ZZ में फेल बकल होगा और YY ये हम यहाँ से चेक करेंगे. और जो फेल हो रहा है वो कौन से क्लास में जा रहा है, क्लास A, B, C, मतलब कि सेक्शन विल रीच अप टू प्लास्टिक लिमिट, मीन्स प्लास्टिक सेक्शन में जाएगा, सेमी कॉम्पैक्ट, कॉम्पैक्ट और स्लेंडर. राइट? सो दैट थिंग वी आर गोइंग टू सी फ्रॉम दिस टेबल नंबर 10. सो रिमेंबर वन थिंग, हियर इट इज रिटन ZZ, बट ZZ का मतलब क्या हुआ, XX. स्टील टेबल में अगर मैं स्टील टेबल ओपन करूं तो स्टील टेबल में यहाँ पे XX लिखा है, तो ये XX और ZZ दोनों सेम है. ठीक है? सो डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज बिटवीन XX एंड ZZ. चलो, नाउ हाउ टू सी दिस. अभी इसको कैसे देखना है हमें. सो वेरी फर्स्ट रोल सेक्शन, हमारा भी रोल सेक्शन है. तो रोल सेक्शन में two limits are given. कौन कौन सी है? If I zoom this, so here H upon BF, this ratio is given, H upon BF, and second is given TF, ये TF. तो हमें ये दोनों को चेक करना है कि हमारी वैल्यू क्या आती है. सो दिस इज माई H upon BF. हमारा H क्या है, द डेप्थ ऑफ द सेक्शन 450 है. इज इट क्लियर एवरीवन? 450 है. राइट? सो दिस इज माई हाइट और द डेप्थ ऑफ द सेक्शन एंड width of the flange. So width of the flange क्या है मेरा 250. So 450 डिवाइड बाय 250. रेशियो कितना आएगा आपका 1.8. राइट? रेशियो 1.8 आएगा. तो यहाँ पे देखो दो ऑप्शन है, 1.2 से ज़्यादा एंड लेस देन इक्वल टू 1.2. हमारा किस में फॉल होगा? यहाँ पे मोर देन 1.2. सो मोर देन 1.2 है तो यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है, बकलिंग का कौन सी एक्सिस पे होगा? ZZ एक्सिस पे होगा. और बकलिंग क्लास क्या होगा, ए होगा, राइट. सो हियर आई एम राइटिंग दिस इज बकलिंग अबाउट ZZ एक्सिस एंड बकलिंग क्लास क्या लिखा था, ए, बकलिंग क्लास ए. ठीक है, तो फर्स्ट लिमिट में मेरा ZZ पे बकलिंग आया और बकलिंग क्लास ए आया. ZZ का मतलब x एक्सिस. ठीक है. नाउ कमिंग टू TF. अभी TF है तो TF हमारा क्या है यहाँ पे, थिकनेस ऑफ फ्लेंज. थिकनेस ऑफ फ्लेंज क्या है 13.7. तो 13.7 है तो देखो TF की लिमिट दी है लेस देन इक्वल टू 40 और 40 और 100 के बीच में. ठीक है, तो हमारा कितना आया 13.7. तो 13.7 मतलब लेस देन इक्वल टू 40. तो यहाँ पे कौन सा बकलिंग हो रहा है, YY, और बकलिंग क्लास क्या आया, B, राइट. सो दिस इज बकलिंग अबाउट YY एक्सिस और बकलिंग क्लास क्या आया, B आया. नाउ सी ओवर हियर, इन बोथ दिस लिमिट वी आर हैविंग टू डिफरेंट बकलिंग क्लास एंड टू डिफरेंट बकलिंग एक्सिस. फर्स्ट में आया बकलिंग क्लास A और उसका एक्सिस क्या आया, XX और ZZ एक्सिस. और सेकंड में क्या आया, बकलिंग क्लास B और एक्सिस कौन सा आया, YY एक्सिस. अभी हम कैसे डिफाइन करेंगे कि बकलिंग YY में होगा या ZZ में और बकलिंग क्लास A होगा कि B होगा. फॉर दैट what you need to see is this is your I section, right. Now this is very important thing to understand. This is your I section and this is your ZZ axis or XX axis. अभी मैं every time I will not say कि Z and X both are same, ठीक है. And this is my YY axis, right. Now from this X and Y, can anyone tell me which one will be the major axis and which one will be the minor axis? X and Y में से मेजर एक्सिस कौन सा होगा,
XX.
major will be XX. Why major axis? Because moment of inertia about XX axis will be more compared to YY, right. So your major axis is X, minor axis is Y. So you need to define your section for the minor axis condition. Clear everyone? आपको आपका सेक्शन के लिए जो क्लासिफिकेशन कर रहे हो बकलिंग क्लास, वो माइनर एक्सिस पे आपको डिफाइन करना है. सो फ्रॉम XX एंड ZZ विच वन इज माइनर, YY एक्सिस. सो एट लास्ट आई हैव रिटन दैट बकलिंग अबाउट YY एक्सिस एंड YY के लिए बकलिंग क्लास कौन सा था, बकलिंग क्लास इज B. इज इट क्लियर एवरीवन?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
जो वीक है उसके लिए हमें डिजाइन करना है, वो बकल नहीं होना चाहिए फर्स्ट. ठीक है, तो YY पे बकल होगा क्योंकि YY की को हम डिफाइन करते हैं बिकॉज YY इज द माइनर एक्सिस, स्ट्रेंथ कम है, सो इट विल बकल. सो वी विल डिजाइन अकॉर्डिंगली सो दैट बकलिंग विल नॉट बी देयर एंड दैट्स व्हाई द बकलिंग अबाउट YY एक्सिस एंड बकलिंग क्लास, जो भी YY के बाजू में जो भी क्लास आता है वो ही आपको लेना है. सो बकलिंग क्लास B. This is very important thing because this will define your FCD value, actual FCD value. Clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, चलो ये हो गया. तो मैंने सेपरेटली नहीं लिखा है, आप अपनी नोटबुक में रिमार्क्स करके लिख दो कि फर्स्ट के लिए ZZ आया था एक्सिस, बकलिंग एक्सिस एंड क्लास A. सेकंड के लिए YY एंड क्लास B एंड देन आफ्टर वी हैव फाइनलाइज्ड दिस विद रिस्पेक्ट टू माइनर कंडीशन. नाउ नेक्स्ट स्टेप विल बी कैलकुलेशन ऑफ FCD. अभी हम FCD का कैलकुलेशन करेंगे, एक्चुअल FCD जो इनिशियली हमने assume किया था. Now as I told in my last lecture that this FCD value you can find by two ways. One is by the equation and one other means by the tables given. तो यहाँ पे देखो मैंने आपको बताया था दिस इज द 7.1.2.1 where the equation for the FCD is given. So you can put all the relevant value in this equation and find FCD. राइट, ये FCD के लिए भी आपको बकलिंग क्लास चाहिए होगा, ठीक है। तो ये सब आपको बाय दिस इक्वेशन ऑल्सो यू कैन फाइंड द FCD वैल्यू, बट दिस इज वेरी ट्रिकी because all this contain different variation of equation and then after you put the value and you can get the FCD value. Code has given one more tabular form here in terms of table 9A. See, design compressive stress FCD and depend on the buckling class. So 9A, 9B FCD class B के लिए, 9C FCD value for class C, 9D FCD value for class D, ठीक है। So depend on your buckling class you can choose your table. हमारा कौन सा क्लास है buckling class B. So we need to use table number 9B, right? So here I have written table number 9B, right? अभी 9B में क्या है देखो, in 9B this is your yield stress. आपको पता है आपका yield stress क्या है, 250. डेटा में नहीं दिया है but assume 250 and here KL by R ratio. So depend on KL by R ratio जो ये है पूरा कॉलम and depend on your 250 value, मतलब you need to see all this value. ये जो कॉलम में जो है उसमें से आपको आपकी FCD की वैल्यू मिलेगी, right? Now what is your KL by R ratio 70.84. हमने आगे किया है KL by R 78.74 है, यहाँ पे टाइपिंग मिस्टेक, 78.84 और FI की वैल्यू 250, राइट। तो 78.84 तो किसके बीच में आएगा 78.84, 70 और 80 के बीच में आपका आएगा 78.84 वैल्यू KL by R का। तो मतलब आपकी FCD की वैल्यू किसके बीच में आएगी, 150 और 166 के बीच में, 150 and 166 के बीच में। So from this you can get your FCD value and by interpolation ये वैल्यू मैंने लिखी है। So FCD value is 152.016 न्यूटन पर mm स्क्वायर। आपको पता है कैसे इंटरपोलेशन करना है, वो तो आता होगा ना, हाउ टू डू इंटरपोलेशन।
Yes.
हाँ, so by this value, this is 78.84 something, FY 250, you will get this actual FCD value for your buckling class. Clear everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Right,
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
तो हमें FCD मिल गया जो हमने इनिशियली अज्यूम किया था। Now last step, कैलकुलेशन फॉर डिजाइन स्ट्रेंथ। अब हम यहाँ पे डिजाइन स्ट्रेंथ जो सेक्शन हमने लिया है उसका फाइंड करेंगे डिजाइन स्ट्रेंथ। अभी इक्वेशन क्या है कोड में, डिजाइन स्ट्रेंथ इज इक्वल टू इफेक्टिव एरिया इनटू FCD. नाउ वी हैव द एक्चुअल FCD वैल्यू, राइट। नाउ कमिंग टू AE, as our section pass through this local buckling, through this slenderness ratio, we can now consider this value जो मैंने यहाँ पे लिखा था, if you remember, this value 117.89 as our effective area. ये हमें effective area लेना है, not this one जो हमें यहाँ पे मिला है, ये नहीं लेना है। Is it clear everyone? This is our required. हमारा ये सेक्शन पास हुआ है तो टेबल में से आपको 117.89 सेंटीमीटर स्क्वायर, दैट वैल्यू यू नीड टू कंसीडर एट द लास्ट स्टेप। सो A is 11789 mm स्क्वायर। FCD हमने जो अभी फाइंड किया है वो। put that value, you will get your design strength of column is 1792 kilonewton. ठीक है, तो ये हमारा PD मिला. अभी कोड में क्या लिखा है, P should be less than PD. मैंने आपको बताया था what is P. P is the applied load. अप्लाइड लोड. तो आगे हमें दिया था अप्लाइड लोड क्या है, डेड लोड और लाइव लोड कॉलम पे 1175. दिस इज आवर अप्लाइड लोड 1175 किलो न्यूटन. राइट, अप्लाइड लोड इज 1175. वर्किंग लोड था उसको डिजाइन में कन्वर्ट करो, सो मल्टीप्लाई बाय 1.5. सो 1175 इंटू 1.5 1 क्या मिलेगा, 1762.5 किलो न्यूटन. तो इतना डिजाइन लोड हमारे कॉलम पे है और हमारा सेक्शन से जो डिजाइन स्ट्रेंथ आई है वो है 1792. सो विच इज मोर देन द अप्लाइड लोड. यहाँ पे लिखा है देखो. एंड सो यू कैन से दैट योर डिजाइन इज सेफ. Your design is safe. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So this is your full design example for design of steel column. यहाँ तक का डिजाइन होता है. आपका जो सेक्शन है वो उसका डिजाइन स्ट्रेंथ अप्लाइड लोड से ज्यादा होना चाहिए. Then you can define that your column is safe. Steel column is safe. Right? So this is all for today's lecture.